Today, you all have gathered here on a learning mission to have a kind of a learning experience. My question, do we all need these learning experiences? Do we all need it? Learning experiences, do we all need it? Yes. Should we keep on updating ourselves on a regular basis? Any reason? Any reason? New development. Thank you, sir. World is developing so fast. Generally, how many years are there for a century? Generally? 100 years. But today, it is an accepted norm that century comes every 7 years. Because 15% of your knowledge becomes obsolete on an annual basis. So that century now comes very fast. Every 7 years, they say a century comes. Dear friends, therefore, we got to keep on upgrading ourselves to meet the competition outside there in the world. So it is accepted for whatever the profession it could be, 40 hours of learning is a must for everybody. 40 hours of learning. Every one of you should go 40 hours of learning to update yourself on a regular basis per annum. Whatever the profession it could be. So today you are going to get good 10 hours from here. 40 hours is needed. All over the world, it's accepted. I was once facilitating a program in New Zealand, the city of Wellington. It was an evening presentation from 6 o'clock to 9:30. And it was meant for office workers who had gone home, taken a change, and they were there. So while I was talking, there was a couple, the elderly couple, who was giving their utmost focus to the program. And what happened? We had a break, around about 7:45. Then this couple, they walked up to me, and the lady recognized herself, identified herself, saying that a chartered accountant working for an audit firm there, and said, this is my husband, he's a professor in one of the universities there. So I said, oh, I'm somewhat embarrassed that you all are here today. Oh, to learn from me? Of course. I'm wondering, what can you learn from me? No, don't say so. There's a lot that we have to learn on a daily basis or annual basis. 40 hours of training is needed, so I realized even those countries, they believe in these 40 hours. So we are here at least to get that 3.5 hours of learning. So I said, oh, so you are here to put a tick to your grid, saying that 3.5 hours. No, don't ever say so. We are making a learning from you. When you are making the presentation, all the time I was telling my husband, observe him, observe him. And your lectures also try to dramatize and then do it. So here we are, they are making a learning. She's telling the husband, observe this presenter, and then try to dramatize your message, and then teach in the university. But I do not know whether it's possible in a university, okay? But university lectures, you know what they do generally. They come themselves prepared for a particular lecture, and then stand behind a podium, open it up, and they read the note. So if you have understood, good. If you have not understood, so much the better. And then they go. Now here where she is telling the husband, dramatize your message. But I do not know it is possible in university, okay, to say that here the ray is coming, it's going to hit on the lens, and from the focal point it's going to go like that. Now I do not know. If you have to do that, only that light lesson only you can do entire 4 years. Will you agree? Right. But at least they were trying to make a learning. So every day, dear friends, whatever the things that you are going to see, hear, experience, make a learning. Because we got to keep on adding value to ourselves. Now, in that light, training, learning, how should you look at it? As an expense or as an investment? Come on. Investment. Answer like that, and we can move forward. Dear friends, expenses are written off to the P&L. Investment, they're going to give you some returns. Isn't it? Now, this gentleman, I happened to speak to him day yesterday. K.R. Ravindran, CEO, Print Care. Training, investment versus expense. He says, once when I authorize a large sum of money for the expenses involved with sending a technical person overseas for training, I was then asked whether I was not concerned that he would leave me after completing his training. Now see. And he says a very interesting thing. He says, my response was that I would be more concerned if I did not train him and he continued to stay with us. Can you see? It is not a problem of him leaving. That's okay. At least somebody else will be benefited with the knowledge he got through that training. But if I have untrained staff to work for me, I'm concerned about my productivity loss. So therefore, C is looking at it as an investment. So it is needed. Right. Now you are here to learn from me. I'm a trainer who shares knowledge. Now my question is, should I also get myself trained? Louder? Yes. Much more than you? Of course. If 40 hours of you, I need about 400 hours, which I do on a regular basis.